Exciting. It's Aloha Friday, everybody. It is amazing. It's beautiful. And just piha no mikahau oli today. I'm looking outside and here in Hawaii, and here on Kauai, just loving it and happy to be here with all of you. This week we've been celebrating the International Day of Biodiversity, and really just celebrating our mea ola, all of our mea kanu, our holoholona, our aina, and we've been having a great panel of speakers throughout the week, whether it's been on Lei Ānuenue or it's been on Aikole, and there's this little bug flying around over here, so that's why I'm doing this bug dance. And I'm also seeing so many of our friends joining us here on our Facebook page. So we are live on our Kanaio Kana Facebook page, and that's where I'll be monitoring a lot of our discussion, as well as here on Zoom. I see a bunch of our friends joining us here on Zoom. So aloha no, and aloha e ka ohana kaniau P.O. Crozier. Aloha e ka ohana Rossi Fukino. Aloha no, just, yeah, really happy today. And I see many of our usual ohana joining us on our Facebook page and already jumping in and saying hi. And we're at Hola Eva, wa kani no ka hola, no leila e holomua kako. So let's see, I got a few opening slides here. And as usual, we like to start with finding out where all of you are tuning in from. And yeah, some are jumping in already. So Ohana Diego is saying, I'm from Hana, Maui. Aloha no. And I know that that's where our presenter today is from and has Ohana from Hana. We've, been able to visit Hana with all of them. I see Ohana joining us from Kapa'a, Kauai, from Anahola, Kauai. Mahea ho'aku kako. Let's see, I'm looking, I look up and then I look down because I got my phone over here. Ooh, Ohana is joining us from Texas, Baytown, Texas. Eugene, Oregon. Ho'ai Oahu. Nu'uanu. Let's see. I see Pearl City, Oahu. Topenish, Washington. Aloha e koa kinekona. Ulupalakua, Maui. Aloha e ko Ulupalakua. Pennsylvania, Philly, Pennsylvania. Redondo Beach, California. Waikoloa, Big Island. Mokuo Keawe. Aloha no. Rapid City, South Dakota. Wow, I'm seeing like so many different places that, I don't know, some of them I've never heard of. And we're just excited. And you know what? I'm going to click on my share button right now. Anchorage, Alaska. Aloha no. I'm going to click on my share because I want to invite more and more of my friends. And I encourage you, if you're on our Facebook page, click on share. Call all your ho'aloha to come and join us. Kamaha'o is here from Wailua, Kauai. New Mexico is here with us. Ohio, and some are saying no sound. Can everybody else hear me? Maybe Zoom, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Oh yeah, I'm seeing some yes. Okay, so maybe Ohana from Ohio, maybe you gotta put your volume up. And okay, Montana is here too. Awesome. Awesome. Aloha. Ola'a is also here with us. Maika Iloa. Okie dokie, Arizona. Oh, I'm just loving it. It's Pihano. And we got friends from here in Hawaii, here on Kauai, Moko Keawe, all our different islands, and then Mavaho o Hawaii. And that's what we love about having this kind of a platform, is that we get to come into your hale no matter where you are. We've even started cross-posting on Indigenous Portal. And so even that has like a global audience. that is going out to different parts of the world, you know, to all the different regions. So even Kaimuki is here. Aloha e umi. Okay, let's holo mo because we got a huakai and a holo holo to share with all of you. And so I wanted to kind of first, you know, today again is International Day for Biological Diversity. And the theme this year has been our solutions are in nature. So I wanted to know, have any of you visited Kapapa Loʻi o Kānewai before? Put a 1 if it's yes. Put it in the chat, whether you're on Facebook or on Zoom. 1 for I. I've been to Kapapa Loʻi o Kānewai. I love Kapapa Loʻi o Kānewai. 2, A'ole. I'm not even sure where it's located. You're saying it's at UH Manoa, but Maheala, where? So I'm seeing a lot of 1s. Awesome. A few 2s. And A'ole Pilikia, that's why you're here too, because we want to learn a little bit more about this beautiful pu'uhonua. Yep, Kamaha'o. Mom has probably been there. And you know what? All of us ohana from Kauai, maybe one day we do a holo holo and we all go check out Kapapa Loʻi o Kānewai as well as other places, Pahipana on Oahu. I'm seeing a lot of 1s on Facebook, a few 2s. Okay, Maikailoa. So some of us, we've definitely visited this place. It's definitely been a part of my ola when I moved from Kauai to Oahu. And I was there, you know, as a student and just finding a lot of peace and aloha that made me allowed me to really connect to being in the city, yeah. Awesome. And I see people are saying that the keiki have been there through Ho'omaka'ikai. Maika'ilo. Okay, let's see. Oh, so it's time for Ho'olauna. And I'll just briefly take us off of share here. And I'm Maliano Briga Oliveira, and I'm really excited because Kapapa Loʻi o Kānewai is one of our main units as a part of Hawaii Nui Akea. And I'm joining here as usual from Hanapepe, Kauai, from my one hanau. But as I said, I just really love being in Manoa because it was a big part of my life and it continues to be a big part of my life. So I know that our ohana at Kapapa Loʻi o Kānewai under their executive director of Makahiapo Cashman will be opening up and greeting us with an oli. So we will unmute our ohana there and turn it over to them.
When you're ready. Okay. Ayala wahila ke kunia hela e wahila kauanoe kina he maila a koluna kau haloa o laulima o malama o uonoe o kai wai o uluaina ulu e Kapapa Loʻi a Kāne me Kānaloa e vai puna e vai u e vai mana e vai ola Ola Kapapa Loʻi o Kānewai ki aloha e. Ola Kānewai. Woo, aloha mai. Welcome everybody to Kapapa Loʻi o Kānewai. My name is Makahiapo Cashman, and there's some of our staff with us today. And we got a lot of different things planned today. We'll check out some of our varieties. We'll check out how we plan and how we do things. And we did a lot of giving out of huli, so we'll talk story, a lot of questions about that and how to do stuff. Some people are really advanced at working with kalo, and some people are just learning. So we want to touch upon some of that stuff. And just a small note, this is just one way of how to do things. It's not the way. Just because we're at the university, it doesn't make this the trump all to everybody's ike. But you know your place, you know how things are done. But we're gonna walk into the shade real quick, and then we can talk story some more. and have you come on this side, and then we'll sit down here. Okay. All right. So wanted to come in and shake because it's getting hot today. Again, welcome to Kapapalo'io Kānewai. We Kānewai, the way the place gets its name is from our two akua, Kane and Kanaloa. And there's a couple of stories. One story is they come up from the Kahala area. The other story is they come up from Apua Kehao, the heiau down at where the Moana Hotel is. And the two of them in the Kumulipo, it talks about them being brothers, or they come in to the Kumulipo almost line right after each other. So we know them as brothers, and the two of them come out of the ocean and they want to rinse off. They want to they want to drink ava. They want to relax because they've been on a long journey. And the two of them head up to this area. And as they're coming up here, Kanalo is kind of telling Kane, hey, hurry up. I thought you had this ability to find water. And Kane, being very patient, keeps coming up. They keep walking up here. We think Kane can hear the water underground. And they finally make their way up to this area here in Mo'iliili, close to Manoa, in Manoa. And he takes his o'o, sticks it in the ground, and a huge spring comes up. And the two of them are able to rinse off. They're able to drink ava and relax. So that's how the area gets its name, is from the water. Yeah, the water that helped them, that Kānewai spring. A lot of that sand and stuff and that ocean water that they rinse off goes down to, for us at UH, where the football team practices, where the baseball team practices. We know that today as the sand quarry area, and that's where all the sand washed down. And in that area is known as Kanaloa. So you see the reference to the two brothers. And I tell this story because it's important for us to know the story, because when you know the stories from your place, it kind of gives you an idea of how to take care of your place and how to malamba the place. So for us, we know that water is important, and Hawaiians know that it's all about the water. If you got the water, you're the man. Yeah. So super important. Before I go on, I want to acknowledge, the foundations that's been set for us here at Kapapalo'io Kānewai. We, when I started to come here and learn from the different people here, there's a group that we know of as Ho'okahiwai Ho'oluaina, and they're the foundation for us here at Kapapalo'io Kānewai, with Uncle Harry and the group Ho'okahiwai, with Kela, Nahoa, Lolana, Vinny. That core group is critical to us, because a lot of our ike that we get here is from them, and then we take their leads and we continue to practice what they have taught us. And so I need to aloha them and mahalo them. There's so many people that come to Kapapalo'io Kānewai. I think we average like 15,000 a year. So having people here, there's no way we can do this by ourselves. So and we're finding that out during this pandemic, that we were away for a good week or two, and oh my gosh, it's just like overwhelming. But there's, when you do loʻi, and the bigger and bigger you get, it's critical, because having the people, because there's it's almost impossible to do it by yourself. You can, it gets really lonely quick, but having the people here, you can see when our kupuna did loʻi, and at the scale that they did loʻi, you know that we had a lot of people helping, and a lot of organization and a lot of coordination going into it. So today, there's a lot of things we want to talk about, and I think the first thing is we'll go ahead and we'll finish up talking about the water. We actually wanted to go up and check out the po'o system, but I don't know if we can catch everything out there, especially internet and stuff. We might get lost. But our Hawaii system is actually right here, and it comes from Manoa. It comes all the way down, and it hits our Hawaii or our Hawaii, and comes into our Hawaii, and we're super fortunate to have this kind of water in the middle of Manoa, and in times like today, to have this much water coming in and feeding our place and caring for our place. So our Hawaii system dates back to 1400 AD. So it dates back a long time. It's actually when the group Kānewai found it, part of the Hawaii was not intact when they built the bridge, and they were smart enough to connect the water back up again and get the water flowing and moving through this area. And again, the water comes through our area, and it's real important that we make sure the water is good when it leaves us as well too. So we'll talk a little bit how we care for the water and how we care for the taro at the same time, and not disturbing the water as it goes back into the stream and back down into the ocean. Because Waikiki, we're actually in the aupu of Waikiki, so that is kind of our address right now. You know, in traditional time, I guess. We're on the, we're in the Kingdom of Hawaii. We're on the island of Oahu, and we're in the ahupua of Waikiki, and specifically in the area of Kānewai. That's what our area is called right here. So that, for lack of a better term, that's kind of our address where we are today. We're, like Malia said, we're on the campus of UH Manoa. And again, we're real fortunate to be in the middle of Manoa, and we're one of the 3 centers within Hawaii Nui Akea, which is a kind of a new school. In 2007, the school, well, the university created Hawaii Nui Akea, and it had a lot to do with the faculty and staff that was in Hawaiian studies and Hawaiian language. And here at the loʻi, I remember when they asked, do you guys want to be a part of the school? I remember Paul saying, that means a lot more meetings, but at the same time, and I appreciate his foundation that he left for me, left for us here, and his ike. But he knew it was important for us to be part of the school as well too, and we have a seat at the table now. We get a small budget, and we get to be part of the conversation, and haloa and our mea kanu and our water get to be at the table as well too. So yeah.
Mahalo.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just wondering, because you mentioned a lot about Ho'okahewai and about many of the kupuna and just our friends, that have really helped to set that foundation. And so I do have those 4 photos of the uncles.
Okay. Cool.
If
Yeah,
you want me to bring it up, and
yeah,
maybe
please,
you can
please
introduce them.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Let me pull those pictures up. And Ekela and Po are saying aloha, and they're saying mahalo nui no ka ho'omau ana I kahana maikai makapapalo'i o Kānewai. Aloha nui ya oi e hiapo mai maua o Po maikai.
Hi, mahalo.
So,
Yeah, so
here's the first 2 pictures.
I had these, I really wanted to share these pictures because, like I was saying, these guys are our foundation. I think I came to Kānewai like late 80s, and that's when Kānewai was founded in 1980, with the help of these guys here, Keone and Keone Fairbanks, and he, him and Nahoa, Ekela, Uncle Harry, they were the ones that came here and figured it out, and had the desire to open and it's almost like when we were opening Punalu'u at the time was, if you build it, they will come, so just keep planting and just bring in the water and, ho'okahewai, ho'uluaina, and open the waters and the land will flourish, so, um, having Keone around still yet, he still surprises us every first Saturday. So yeah, having him is critical to us too. Charlie Cooper, he, when I was a student here, this is the guy that, we would come here like early in the morning, stay all day, and then take him home at night. So, just asking thousands of questions of him, and we miss him, and he's been a rock for us too, and still is. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, and of course Paul, you know, um, we kind of grew up at Kānewai together when he was at St. Louis. Um, he spent a lot of time here, and then he eventually took over with Charlie, and then he had the place. I came on as a staff member, and yeah, we miss him. Yeah, we miss him. Kalo, he came in at a time when things were changing. He still helps us a lot. He was real instrumental in helping us build the building here. The structure that we planned in the 10-year plan, that was part of it. So that's what I was trying to do when I first came on, was to take heart to the plan and attack that plan. And I remember when we first was like, how are we going to get the money for this? We didn't get any university help. I think OHA helped us a little. We got a federal grant, and Kawana Nakoa helped us a little too. So yeah, so having these guys are critical. I thought I had a picture of the kupuna here too, with like Uncle Eddie, Silver Pili Vale, and those kupuna as well too. Yeah, thank you. Again, their Ike and their foundation that they laid for us was so important, and you continue to hear a lot of, actually when I'm talking, it's actually them talking. When they used to come down here and they walk around here to see the place and Hawaii through their eyes and their lens is a lot of the stuff we try to share. So good stuff. Yeah, good people. And it's not just them. Like I said, we have thousands of people that come through Kānewai, our limahana, our students. A lot of them are in the community today. And even when I hear them talk, I hear these kupuna talking as well too. So
yeah, that's really great, because when we were all there as Haumana, we were so blessed, and many of us got connected when we were working with Ekela under Operation Kua'ana. And we had so many fun times together, but a lot of what we did took us to Kānewai. And like I mentioned earlier, it really provided a space, especially for those of us like yourself who have roots from outside of Oahu. It made us feel safe, and it helped us to practice our olelo and just practice everything that we were learning, whether we were taking our Hawaiian language or Hawaiian studies classes. It was a comfortable space, and that's what I really love about Kānewai.
Right, and it continues to be like that. Students come here, families come here, the community, the world comes here too. A lot of times we get visitors from, like we had the Prince of Japan come, but they're looking for that what are the Hawaiians doing? Where are their spaces? So, that's what Kānewai is. And I always thought that, that's, like Kane and Kanaloa, you come here for a little while, you rejuvenate, you get the Ike and the things that you need, and then you move on, and then you continue to share. And that's what we see here is our students coming in, like we just finished finals, and then a student goes, oh man, I'm so stressed. I go, go put your feet inside the Hawaii and just let things flow, let it go, so that Ike and that good feeling and that you can refresh yourself. That's what Kānewai is always provided for all of us. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, go for it. Let's go for it. I see our huli over there and our
yeah,
kalo.
We talk, a lot of things we do. Of course, we plant a lot of taro. We do varieties. Yeah. When I started to come here and hang out here even more, that's what got me excited was taro varieties, especially Hawaiian taro varieties. There's every once in a while I'll say, put it nicely, I'll spark interests where, there's Hawaiian varieties, there's hybrids, there's GMOs, there's this, and, so I get, different manamo, which is good. Variety is good. And for me, I'm very pro Hawaiian, so working with taro, throughout the years, it's really been wanting me to collect more and more taro varieties, Hawaiian taro varieties, and then almost to the point now where, I'm looking for mele and I'm looking for oli and I'm looking for mo'olelo about each one because gotta have information out there about each one. And as going through this process, through like the methodology of Papaku Makavalu, I'm learning that all the Ike is in the mo'olelo, it's in the oli, it's in the chants. That's where Kupuna put all this information. They didn't have a jump drive where you could just download it, but they left us the mele and the chants. So, improving my Olelo Hawaii, making space and time for me and the staff to step out of the loʻi and look at information, look at the chants and analyze the mele. It's fun for me. That's what I like to do. I'm a natural collector of junk, as my wife would put it. I collect everything from Hot Wheels, marbles, you name it, I'm collecting it. But I love collecting and getting together our Hawaiian varieties and collecting information on them. Again, to figure out, why are they colored this way? Why do they have these markings? Why are they shaped this way? All those kinds of things is what I'm looking for in the chants and the mele. And we found plenty. It's kind of surprising. We found a good amount of it. So, my students asked me for the class. I teach the 351 and the 352, the Papa Mahiai Kalo class. And they asked me, how do you know the varieties? How do you get to know the varieties? Because there's so many. And I say, it's just like first day of class. When you come to class, you don't know anybody. You don't know their names. You just don't know them. But as you go through class, through the semester, you know who's going to come late, who's early, who's going to do their homework, who's ready for the test, you know what kind of style they like, they like plenty bracelets, they like plenty, the nice clothes, what they're wearing, and all these things about them by the end of semester. Just like taro and our taro varieties, it's the same thing. You gotta build that relationship with it. You gotta get to know it. And if I'm having a real hard time identifying something, I'll just make one lo'i, just that variety. Like one variety kai ala, one variety pico kale. So that's how I do it. And it, it's the world according to you. You decide what you and what is. So yeah, I guess what we'll do is we'll go through. We pulled a few varieties today. Let me stand up. I don't want to sit down. And I put the names out too because I don't know if for whatever reason my Leo is not clear and people are curious to what's being said. I just wanted to make sure we have the names over here too. But a lot of people ask me, why don't you put the names out inside the lo'i? Why don't you put ula ula kumu? Why don't you put pico kea over there? And I said, well, you don't need. If you know the colors, the shapes, the sizes, how they grow, that's their sign. They're telling you who they are. Yeah, they're being real patient with us. And you just got to get to know them better. Yeah, you got to go introduce yourself, and you got to go figure it out. So again, I have a bunch of varieties here. We'll also go down into the loʻi, into Kānewai, and go check out what's growing over there. And then later we'll go and talk about how we prepare our loʻis and get ready for planting, and then how we plant. Yeah, and then that's plenty. I think we're already almost at half an hour already. So this variety, real popular, is the ula ula kumu, and a lot of people ask us for this one. They're asking for, they use it in ceremony. The ula ula kumu, ula ula poni, ula ula moano is from that ula ula ohana, and they have the same characteristics as well as the ula ula kumu. They have the stripes, they have the nice beautiful red color, and very popular. And it makes it's one of the reds too. What I mean by reds is it makes the purple boy that people are looking for. Okay.
Yapo.
Yeah.
Just because we have audiences from all over, and I'm even seeing we have some new ones joining us from Tahiti as well as Aotearoa.
Wow.
And so I think those of us in Hawaii may be familiar with what is kumu and all of that, but can you mention a little bit about that relationship with the ocean and the kalo and all of that?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so our taro, like you're gonna hear all the different names as we go through. Yeah, we consider the taro as also being a fish as well too. So you'll hear a lot of olelo no eao. You'll hear a lot of different mo'olelo as well too. So we actually on a story now where we're studying Mauna Kea and the varieties that had to do with Mauna Kea. We did that in our last Malamaha Loa, but we identified at least 30 something different Hawaiian kalo varieties that's associated with the Mauna in different mele and different oli, and it also talks about the stages of growth of taro. Yeah, but it talks about taro being up there, and we also, I think that there's a correlation with fish as well too in that mele. So a lot of our taro have different associations with the birds. One year we did our Malamahaloa on autumn manu varieties, yeah, like papapueo, and then on top of that, we also, I don't know if you guys can hear all the birds all around us as we talk. We have the manuo ku that spends time with here. Only recently we had these noisy green parrots, like within the last month, I think, that they started to nest here. So we have the auku'u. Sometimes we get other native, we have the ducks as well, the koloas here too. So we're real fortunate to have the birds here. To me, having the birds here is like an indicator that things are going well. And the Manoku has been, in fact, the Manoku festival is going on right now. It's a virtual festival and it's been going on this whole week. So check that out. We're a part of that too. But yeah, so you got a lot of varieties associated with the birds, with the fish. That we did one on the Uahia Pele and the Hinu Pua'a, and tying in the story of Pele and Kamapua'a, and finding out that there wasn't only, because I always thought there was only one variety of Hinu Pua'a, or that Kamapua'a changed into when he was running away from Pele, but we learned that he turned into 5 forest plants, 5 taro varieties, and 5 fish. So again, our mele and our chants tell us a lot if we keep digging and keep looking. So and that's what's happening here is we get a lot of fish varieties, opukai, the kumu, ula ula moano, lots of fish. Again, so does that answer the question? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that does, because one of the things I really love learning about these varieties is how, like, when the manini one, and how those characteristics of the manini, right, you can actually see it in the manini kalo. You see those stripes, and I really love that part of it too.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a manini, but I think I got the niho pu'u, and I'll show that. But yeah, I got manini owali, manini kea, manini opelu. So got plenty. And again, it's reference. Even the coloring and the stripes, the markings are real obvious, and you know you can see why Kupuna named them that too. Yeah. This one is a kai. I think I got kai uli uli over here as well too. So as part of, this is kai ala, kai uli uli, and then the other one we have is the kai kale. But the kai kale would be more red down here too. But it has this beautiful yellow white looking color, and then you can actually, when you look at them side by side, you can really start to see the differences in color. And you know, we'll talk about how I lay them out in the loʻis too, because it's easy to get confused. So yeah, we can talk about varieties all day. This is pico kea. Again, this one was real popular. Um, we also know it as pico wakea. Um, but all the picos, the this area here that goes down to the pico comes all the way to the pico. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Whereas this one might be a better. Yeah, goes all the way down to the pico. It also has a ridge back here that we you see only in the picos. If you look at like the kai ala, it doesn't go all the way down to the pico like that. Yeah, this part right here doesn't go all the way down to the pico. So all these little things that you see and are real obvious. Um, Kaohe is a big one too. This is the one we are studying with Mauna Kea. That area that Mauna Kea and they plan to build a telescope is actually in the ahupua of Kaohe. Yeah, and that's where those 30 something varieties end up being planted, is in the ahupua of Kaohe. And again, it's because of the water. It's all about the water. Yeah. Pico lehua PE. Again, it's a pico. It has the PE over here. The some people call it pupuka. Yeah, and it's a pico. It goes all the way down. How you can see how this area here goes all the way down to the pico.
Yeah.
It's real undulated. That's the word, the fancy word for these wavy edges over here. Yeah, and it's interesting because you see this leaf here. It has the pupuka on both sides, whereas this one only has it on one side, and the other side is that. And that's this plant reverting back to the lehua. So it also has, you hear a couple names. It's the pico, it's a lehua, and it's an api'i. So you can see the lehua happening over here, reverting back to that. Okay, so talking about the stripes, this is the niho pu'u, beautiful and an older variety that we know of. And again, if you look real closely, you can see the stripes in there too. It's actually considered a manini too, as that makes lihi lihi over there or lipine. Those obvious things that we look for. We have the moi over here, real popular. You see a lot of it in commercial today. It's a good poi, good to kui, real ulika, real soft. This is the mana ulu, pretty color, a nice pink and yellow green. You know, a lot of the manas, when the thing about the manas, it's the word mana is talking about the way the taro grows, and it's what you'll see is you'll see one corm and you'll see a couple growing out from the same corm like that. Yeah. And I like to, excuse me, when I go and identify, you're trying to look at it in the loʻis, and we'll talk about that. You'll see this like the pico is kind of splotched fluorescent looking, kind of like glows in the dark looking color. Yeah, all these little things that helps us identify and makes us unique. And this one is real popular too. Everybody asks for this guy. This is the apuai, and the apuai, you know, the way it sits, the way apu means cup, so you can see the pico way down in there, way in there. Yeah, um, that's the apu. Yeah, and apuai usually holding water, and we'll see a lot of people come by and use the water when they're doing blessings or doing ho'okupu, and they're using water as ho'okupu. It's still considered up in the heavens. Yeah, I'll see some guys when they doing ceremony on Kaho'olawe, they'll come and gather this as well to come and grab. get the water, bottle it, and then take it up there for offering. So you can see a lot of different varieties. We'll walk down to this loʻi and we'll take a look at, and you know, it's one thing to look at them here, but to actually see them in the loʻi and doing their thing is real good. Before we move on to the loʻi, this is the Bible right here. Yeah, this is the taro varieties in Hawaii. CTAR did this. We know it as Bulletin 84. Costs like $10, $12, I think, in the store. But if you go online, it's online, so it's free. Yeah. We're actually working on kupuna kalo. We're trying to get that back up and running, and find a host that'll host kupuna kalo as well too. So that one has a lot of pictures, and there's a lot of good Facebook sites too that people will download their pictures of the different varieties. You know, and like I said, the best way to know your variety is come down, grab your variety, know the name, and keep track of who they are. Yeah, and get to know them. I personally, when we go out into the loʻi and I have the class and volunteers come in and staff come in and we start to plant, if you look out into our area here, you'll see some of the loʻis planted and some of them are full with taro. Yeah, but what I'll do is I'll have one loʻi resting while the other one is growing taro, and then after that cycle is pau, and we're gonna go we're feeding the loʻis, and we'll talk about that. But when this loʻi is pau, I'll move all the huli here, and all our extra huli I'll move to Punalu'u, is another site we have out in east side of Oahu, and we have 3 acres out there that we move all the extra stuff out there, or we just give them away. Yeah. So we'll walk out here real quick, and then again just talk story about how we plant varieties, and then we're gonna actually go and look how we actually put it in the ground and talk story about that. Hopefully we got enough time. Okay. So this is Kaleheana. Hey, Chuck, pass me that book, the blue one. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong one. This is Kaleheana, and we planted this, I think, earlier this year, and I planted it with the Papa Mahiai class. And like I was saying, I'll keep track of everything I do, and in this case, almost every row is a different variety. Yeah, here some people ask, oh, are they gonna cross and stuff like that? No, we've been fine. So this is how I maintain even this other loʻi, Waiaka and Kolo. They are planted the same way. They have, every row is a different variety as well too. So some people ask me, oh, why don't you plant all the picos together? Why don't you plant all the ka'is together? Because I might get mixed up. So that's how we do it. So this is Kaleheana, and I'll literally write the name down of each one. I'll put the moon that we planted on, and then sometimes I'll put who planted it, like if it's the Papa Mahiai Kalo or if it's some of the staff. So reference, if I need reference later on, I know who to go talk to. I also put on this side, I'll make a whole bunch of notes, you know, of what I'm thinking. I might put it down at that time before I plant, or even after later on, might be even like 4 months later. I'll make notes on this loʻi, like, okay, don't forget, you got to poo in 9 to 12 months. You know, you got some of these varieties from Waimea Falls Park, or you went to Molokai and you grabbed some varieties. So I'll make all my notes here. Like this one here is from 2016, you know, and I'm still using it. I'm kind of phasing this one out and trying to start another one. The key is not to lose it, but I'm learning to take pictures and put it on the computer too, so I don't get lost. Yeah. So again, you see, you know, this is how I look at and identify. One real obvious one is the Uahiapele over there with the black leaf, and you know, come closer. So even the Uahiapele is actually considered a manini too. If you look real close, you can see the the black stripes in there too. And that's how we identify stuff is, you come in, you look at it, you watch how it sits. Just come over on this side. Like this one, the ka'i right here, the way it stands, you can see the pico real good. This is the kaikea, this one. And even the way it's spread out like that, that's classic characteristics of the ka'i. Even if you look at the edge of the leaf, how wavy it is, that undulations, that's telling me what variety is that. Yeah, and then again, you got the apuai standing over here. Yeah, and if you look real close, you can see water gathering in there, and they're pretty good size. Look like manoa lettuce. Yeah. So again, it's building that relationship, knowing what you planted, because when you know what you planted, you know what you're eating, and those kinds of issues with food security. That's a big one too. A lot of these, a lot of the taro that we pull from here, we're feeding our babies, we're feeding our kupuna, we're feeding our sick people. So we want to know what we're feeding them, and if it'll help them too, we want to make sure of that too. Yeah. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk over with my staff, and then we're gonna go start to talk about prepping the lo'is and stuff. I know I had plenty of questions about that in the past 2 weeks. So, just how to prepare our huli, how to cut huli, and those kinds of things too. Okay?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I just hit me with questions, so
Sure,
I don't lose
sure.
anybody. Okay?
And as you're walking, I'll just kind of update some of our participants that are tuning in, because there's some comments about, wow, moon phases too, and I think that connects really well with a lot of our previous presenters, like Kalain Uhiva, who was giving us a background into the different moon phases. And it's really an important part of having our own kilo journal, no matter what practice you're doing, right? If you're planting kalo or planting cauliflower and bell pepper, kind of making a journal that really notes the kind of weather patterns and what we're experiencing, how we're feeling is also a big part of that too. So yeah, this is really excited. And then I've heard Hiapo mention about huli, and for those of you who don't know what huli is, that's when you're cutting off a portion of the corm, and then you cut off the leaves, and you're preparing it for replanting. And so that's how we continue to grow kalo. And I think that's where we're headed right now, and they're gonna show us some of that.
All right. So, when we prepare for planting, we actually do it, like a whole year in advance. After we pull all the taro out of the lo'i, we'll start to prepare the soil again, because taro takes a lot of energy out of the ground. So we need to replenish that. We don't use fertilizers and poisons and those kinds of things to make our taro grow. What we tend to do is I'll let the place sit fallow, but just before we let it sit fallow, we'll stop the water going into that lo'i, and you can apply this to mala style as well too. I like to get all the brown leaves. So you see a lot of brown leaves in the lo'i right now. And then especially I like to grab a lot of green stuff as well too. So again, looking at Mele, Oli, and Chance, we're learning that kukui and hau is what our kupuna used a lot. And it's ready available. I also like to use these because when the babies come and they're in the lo'i, it doesn't poke their feet like lauhala. You can use lauhala. Tea leaf is good. sugarcane, all those kinds of things too. But sugarcane and lauhala tends to cut them. So I like to use these guys because it's ready available. I like to use kukui because it's a kinolao of lono, yeah, agriculture, and that's his kuleana, is to make things grow. Just like haumea, we're starting to learn that, you know, haumea is that's her kuleana, is to make stuff to grow. She's actually the understanding of making varieties as well too. So that's her kuleana, is haumea. So introducing them into the lo'i is something we do regularly. We do it almost every day. We get hundreds of groups that come, and this is one of the basic things we do. And being a farmer, any kind of farmer, it's almost 90% making your soil and preparing your area. Yeah, so that's what our staff's gonna do. They're gonna go in and they're gonna spread out all the green stuff in there, and then it's what we call hehi. Yeah, and they're gonna go in, spread everything out, and just hehi everything in. So when you get like, you get like 100 kids that come in for the day. This is done in like 2 shakes. So, we're really missing our groups that come in. But they'll spread it out throughout the lo'i, step it all in, and that's how we do it. That's how we get our place. I'll continuously do this for a couple months, and then we'll stop the water and everything, and let it sit fallow for a while. And then when we're getting close to um, planting again, we'll let the water in. Again, we'll bring in the group in hehi, and then we'll prep the place for planting. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, I see a question on Facebook,
Yes.
and they're asking, can you describe the pu'e style?
Okay.
And
Sure.
also, how often do you dry the patches and why?
Okay, well, it's part of the fallowing process to break everything down. So we're introducing the leaves here now, and then leaving it fallow will help break the leaf down, and we're trying to get all those good nutrients that's in the leaf to leach out into the ground. And when the taro comes in, or we put the taro in, we have all the nutrients in there, and then I don't need to fertilize. So you saw the lo'i that was back there that was, that one is maybe like 6 months, 4 to 6 months already. And I haven't fertilized at all. I haven't put anything in it. Only thing we put in was water. Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah. And we've done this in mala style. Punaluu, we've done mala style. Same thing. We'll introduce this. We'll make the ground ready. And then when we're ready to plant and we're hooking at the same time, we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah. Get everything in the ground.
So I remember on one of our visits, like you said, when all the haumana come, you're like, some of the ha'awina for the day is picking up all the kukui leaves here and there, and then putting that back into the lo'i, and then also picking up all the nuts and then saving that. And we've had like Namona making classes and things like that.
So even all that husk that's around the hard shell, that's good fertilizer as well too. So we'll take all that, and then we'll introduce it into the lo'i as well too. Yeah, because that's good stuff too. That's packing a lot of nutrients in there too. So what my crew is doing, they're lining up shoulder to shoulder, and they're kind of moving through the lo'i, because it's a good process to make sure we get everything in there. And then again, I'll dry everything out, let it sit fallow for a while, and then ready to plant again. Yeah, but you got to keep feeding it. You got to keep working the soil, because again, taro takes a lot of nutrients out of the ground. We'll talk about pu'e real soon too. We're going to start walking over to where we're going to plant, but I wanted to show this is how we prepare our huli. And again, this is just one way of doing this. Yeah, there's probably like 50,000 trillion people out there in the world, and you all have your own way. You know your aina the best, you know what best works for your area, how you cut your huli, how you plant, how long you fallow, how you ho'opulu your place. That's all up to you. This is just one way that we do it here. This is one of the ways that we were taught. So, and we kind of tweaked it a little here and there as we learn throughout the years. And you know, just like now, I'm gonna be cutting huli, and again, this is just how we cut it here, how I like to do it, and I know there's many different ways of cutting huli, and that's another webinar just in itself,
Yes,
how to cut
yes.
huli. So again, we'll be planting this guy. This is the moi, again, popular variety that we see. And we're gonna cut the top leaf off here, the two top leaves here. Excuse me. And you see another leaf coming up here. Yeah. So what I like to do is cut right above that leaf right there. Yeah. And yeah, you can save the lao and make lao, or we even use that for fertilizer too. And then when I cut the kalo off, you can see this line right here where the ha and the taro meet. That's called the kohi or kohina, that line you cut. Yeah.
Mm.
And then I'm gonna come down 2 or 3 centimeters, you know, go in just a little bit at a little angle, go about halfway, and then I'll just turn it like that. It comes right off. Okay, and then I'll get, of course, the kalo. And I like to cut and leave this leaf in this area, not cut the leaf here, because when the first leaf comes out, that's where it gets all its energy right away. Yeah, so if you cut it, you only get half a leaf. Yeah, and again, that's just me. Yeah, and everybody cuts their huli different. But that's why I like to cut right above this area where the new leaf is coming out. I'll show this again too, because this one is real easy to see because it already has a leaf coming up. Again, you don't want to leave too much kalo up here because it'll get rotten as well too. Yeah.
Mm.
So in this spot right here. Okay.
Okay.
So you want it clean. Some people wait 2 to 3 days to plant, and what will happen is this area here will scab over, just like when we get cut, we get a scab and it's the same thing. It protects us. Whoa! It protects us from diseases and those kinds of things. I'll just go ahead and plant, you know, because a lot of times I'm pooling with my class and we're trying to get it in on a certain moon. Today, I think coming out of Muku and maybe going into Hilo, which is a pretty good day to plant Hilo. We use the moon a lot. The last couple moons have been super moons. So I try to take advantage of the super moons all the time because, again, they've been real good for us. And the super moons make us look like good taro farmers. So yeah. Okay. So we'll walk over to where I think Scotty is now. And then we'll go
Awesome.
plant. Sorry.
Yeah, mahalo hiapo. We're getting close to 10, but I'm gonna ask our friends to stick with us. We'll probably do another maybe 10 minutes. So you know, we want to say mahalo for sticking with us, but we got so much to share, and I want you guys to see firsthand about how we're gonna kanu all of this huli. And you know, we'll be recording. We're recording the video, and you'll be able to access it on Facebook, on YouTube, and Vimeo. But if you would love to stick around for maybe another 10 minutes, we would really appreciate it. And again, you can always come back.
So this is us. We're getting ready to plant. Scotty's over there, and we do our spacing. Yeah. So our spacing is we use a ha'ilima, and your ha'ilima is from your fingertip to your elbow there. And so it's usually, I'll tell whoever's close, go get a stick, and they already know that they're gonna measure out their ha'ilima. And it's, you know, again, it's up to you, you know, how you wanna do your measuring. But I like ha'ilima, it's a good spacing. When the taro gets bigger and they start to spread their canopy, they'll block out the weeds as well too. So that's what the ha'ilima does. Yeah, so he's measuring from the first row in front of him to the next row. Yeah, and somebody asked about making pu'e, and you know, I've been looking at different styles of planting for a while, looking at mo'olelo, looking at different ways. And go ahead, just go ahead. I'll just talk. Thanks. So they're gonna start making. They have some pu'e made already, um, and they're actually staggering, planting in between the different rows in front of them already. So they'll plant in the middle. They'll again try to keep to the ha'ilima. They'll plant under the string, and there's a way too how we plant too. Is we'll face, if we're looking for a bigger taro, we'll face it where the leaf is here, and the leaf will come up here like that, and we'll face it to the morning sun where the sun comes up in the morning, and that'll give us a bigger taro. Yeah,
Wow.
that's a cool style. Yeah, the hina style is we'll turn it where the sun passes through like that. Okay, that's the hina style. That'll make more keiki. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Wow, I'm learning so much.
so that is the hina style that we plant. You know, again, everything is intentional. We plant with our right hand. I started using the pu'e because again was planting so many varieties. Yeah, and doing my research, checking out the chants and stuff. I actually had people come here and get upset and say, "What are you doing? Why are you planting pu'e for?" And actually, our kupuna planted almost solely pu'e style before, in different shapes and forms of it. But pu'e was well known, you know, like uala, like we know for obviously that we're planted in mounds, but kalo was planted like that too. And I enjoy this style. I like this style. Um, you know, when I doing my research, actually I found a chant or a story where it you know, it's in a chant where Pele and Hi'iaka, when Hi'iaka goes to uh, Kauai, and she meets up with a kupuna there who's actually kind of the all-knowing of Kauai, and she actually restores his sight and helps him to walk again, and he's so happy. He actually thinks it's Pele that he's working with, but then he realizes it's Hi'iaka, and because she restored his sight and able to walk, he throws a big paina for her. Yeah, and in this celebration, he's actually a kumuhula as well too, and he starts to talk about the Pele family and them coming to the islands and creating these spaces to plant. And a lot of the words that he uses in his mele or his oli, his chant, is kiko kiko and hapapu. So you see all these images of their observations of planting pu'e in the lo'is and stuff like that. Um, so here you see them, they already use their pu'e style. This variety that we just planted was the moi. It's the same one I just cut here too. That line is set. I think they planted ku style.
Cool style.
Yeah, ku style. Yeah, to make bigger taro. And they know too that moi is a good one to kui and to eat. It's one of the commercial ones that we see out there a lot. Makes a nice gray blue poi, and again it's real ulika. Yeah, makes you, if you want to kui, that's the one you want to kui because it's gonna make you look real good. Yeah, keeps you nice and neat and organized, and yeah, it comes you can actually squeeze it and it's already good. So yeah, I mean that's
I
us.
see another question here.
Okay, yeah.
And this is related to, I think, when the haumana or the staff was doing hehi hehi with the leaves.
Yeah.
And they're asking, how do you prep a mala with the leaves? Do you do similar?
Yeah, similar. You just get all your leaves and you just mix it or till it. You know, it's almost like composting at the same time. You know, but you just gotta let it break down. And you know, even mala, you can add in all your food waste as well too. You just gotta keep turning it. It's like building a compost pile and a nice, you know, because again, you're creating soil. That's what being a good farmer is is creating your soil and making your soil super healthy. Yeah. Same thing with mala. A lot of these principles, pu'e, prepping your lo'i and your mala is almost the same. Yeah, and of course, mala style, you still gotta water it and sing to it and come dance with it and talk to it. That's again, that's that relationship you gotta have. A lot of times in the morning or even as we walking, the tarot's screaming at us. It's like, bro, like, where you guys been, man? Sheesh. Like you can just feel it. You can, even the water is like, where's the water? How come the water's not here? So, we got to go up, make sure, the water's slowing down, so we always constantly, you gotta build that relationship with your places, and only you know your place the best, so you got to keep advocating for your places, advocating for your water, your varieties. You got to know what you got. Yeah, know what you're doing, and again, ask, we're always available. Always, we're giving away so much huli that, yeah, we just leave it on the table now. And we try to, that's the other thing. I made sure we made the right markings on it, the right spelling, because that's just as important too is the names of our varieties. That's why we do it, because we need to carry on those names. There's so much kuleana in there. Yeah. So again, yeah, mahalo nui for having us.
Yeah.
Come and visit us at Kapapolo'io Kānewai and at Punalu'u, and thanks for always including us.
Yeah, awesome. I'm seeing so many like hearts going up on our Facebook page. And then I see one more question, and then we'll come to a close here. But Kele is asking, how long before the kalo is ready to harvest? Once you put it like today, how long do you wait until you can harvest it?
Right. I don't know if you saw my book. So the book I had tells me exactly when I planted, and it depends on your variety. Yeah, like the lehuas and the manas, they like to go 8 to 9 months already. You got to pull. Yeah, the longer ones like the picos, you can leave in 12 to 15 months. But I held up the book, the Tarot Varieties book, Bulletin 84. It's online. Get that. Yeah, go on and look at that and look for your specific variety, like moi. It'll have a number, it has the name, and it has how it looks, its characteristics, some background history on it, and it tells you the maturation date, like how long it stays in the ground, 8 to 12 months or 15 months, those kinds of things. On top of that, you got to know your area. Once in a while, you got to pull one when it's getting close to the maturing date. Maybe it's 9 months. That's when it matures. Go in at 8.5 months, 9 months. Take a look. If you think should go more, you're going to see that. You're going to see your taro look like this. It's going to get real tall at the beginning. Yeah, first thing to grow is your roots. Yeah, and then when it gets to laupa'i, you get like one leaf every week. And that's the signal for me to start letting the water in slow. And that's why we cut off the leaves. Because if you have too much leaf on top and you don't want a foundation, the taro is going to fall over, and then the water is going to come and it's all going to be down in Waikiki or your huli. So that's what's happening. That's what's telling me is the roots are getting out. They're gonna clamp in, and then you can let in the water so the huli is pa'a. Yeah, that's one stage. Then it's gonna get, your leaves is gonna get real big and tall. Yeah, like solar panels. They're trying to get the sun. Yeah, that's how they make their food, the photosynthesis. Laukapalili, when the leaves move back and forth. That lili is the leaves moving back and forth. They don't have a heart like us that pumps the juices in there. Yeah, but that lili part is the rubbing. Yeah, of the cell walls in the ha and the leaf and everything, and that's what moves the juices in there back and forth, so that the taro plant gets its nutrients that's needed, its food. It's able to do that. So the leaves are gonna get real big. Yeah, it's gonna take in all this energy and nutrients that it needs, and then it's gonna shift. The plant is gonna shrink, just like kupuna, like taro is like us. Just like as we, like in our teenage adult years, we're robust and we're moving, agile, mobile. hostile, yeah. And then as you get older, you know, you start to get little smaller and shrink, just like the taro. But what's happening is all the energy is moving down to the taro. Yeah, and now the taro is getting bigger. We cannot see that, but you'll see your taro kind of shrinking. Yeah, it
Mm.
gets smaller and smaller. That's the leaf. It's still getting energy, but most of it is going down to the taro. And then you'll see that once you start to see we call it the taro starting to drop. You see that, and then you know you're kind of close to your taro being ready. So again, it's that relationship every day. You know, you're gonna notice on some moons, like the full moon, super moons, they're all standing up nice and pretty. They got their best looking colors on. You know, that's because Hina's coming by and they're trying to impress her. But you'll see that in your taro as well too. You know, on the ole days, you see them kind of like, oh, brah, you know, like I need love, you know. And then, you know, when Hina's back out and she's at full bloom, the taro is too. You see them standing up, perking up too. So and that's a lot of has to do with the way things are moving inside of the taro as well too. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, mahalo nui. You know, we'll definitely have to have you guys come back onto Lei Ānuenue and share more. Um, maybe do you want to end with maybe a favorite olelo no eao or something like
Yeah.
that?
You know, try to bring the posters real quick. We go walk up there too. Yeah, for me, it's, you know, I love this one, and it's when Uncle Harry Ho'okahewai opened up the first lo'i up there, Uhai, and you know, when he opened up the place, you know, he said Ho'okahewai Ho'uluaina, which means when you let the waters flow, the land flourishes, and you know, that's always been an important Olelo no Iao specifically for us here at Kānewai, you know, having the waters being brought in again. And, you know, it's not only help to our place to flourish here, but help other Aina and other Haumana as well to flourish and do good things in their communities. So that's always been a favorite for me. Um, we're gonna walk up real quick because
Okay.
I have a couple posters that I want to give away.
Okay, sure. And you know, as you're walking up there, I'll bring up the contact slide so that people can know how to contact you guys and find out more information. So I'll just bring that up for now. And let's see. So on your screen now, you'll see one, you can go to our website for Hawaii Nui Akea, but you can also see here, Kānewai has an Instagram page. So go look for them at Kānewai_Hawaii. They also have 2 Facebook pages. One is Kapapalo'i o Kānewai, which is specific to what's happening there at the lo'i where we're at. And they also have a lo'i out in Punalu'u. And so you can find them on Facebook as well, Kapapalo'i o Punalu'u. And yeah, also reaching out by email at kanewai@hawaii.edu is a good way to stay connected, to find out when they're, you know, when we are able to go back into live events and face-to-face events. You know, they have many gathering times, like every first Saturday. You can go down to Kānewai. And
Bring the
again, this is
family.
when we get that started again. But first Saturdays, you can go, you can volunteer as a ohana, as a school, as community, as well as their Malama Haloa festivals, where you can learn about the different varieties and actually sometimes even get into the lo'i and have those hands-on experiences. So yeah, stay
Cool.
connected.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
You know, so yeah, our first Saturdays again, super popular. Bring the family. It's a good time for family as well too. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to give this away to one lucky viewer. Um, but what I want you to do is on our Instagram, Kānewai_Hawaii. Um, invite 3 people, give us a like, and then we'll randomly choose one person we're giving away the set actually, and not everybody has seen the set, but this one is the parts of the kalo. And it's cool because it actually has like our lihi lihi part. We actually put in lipine is how Uncle Harry describes the lihi lihi. So it's kind of specific to Kānewai, but just a good thing to have in your classroom, at home, and it's really good quality. This is like picture quality kind of paper. So, and I haven't brought this out. I mean, I might have done it on Instagram once, but there's others to the set. So this one is Ho'okahewai Ho'uluaina, that the waters flow and the land flourishes. That's another good one for your classroom or home, bedroom, office. Another one is part of our mele and our chant. Yeah, and it's our kahu that kind of helps us work with haloa. Pakolu na kahu o haloa, o laulima, o malama, o pu'uhonua. And this again comes from our Ho'okahewai Oulu Aina that helped open the place with Uncle Harry. So this is their still their mana'o that's here, and we it's still a big part of us too. Yeah. So again, it's really good stuff. And the last one is uluwehi kapapalo'i kane me kanaloa. Kānewai flourishes because of kane and kanaloa, and it refers to those waters that we always talking about. Yeah, and again, knowing your spot and what makes your spot flourish is critical to any aina. So again, we're giving it away one set to the random person on Instagram, and then we'll choose probably sometime tomorrow evening after everybody gets a chance to tune in and watch in and jump on our Instagram as well too. But again, mahalo nui for letting us talk and being with us. Hope we see you guys all soon.
Yeah, awesome. Mahalo. And one more question I had, because we're seeing your beautiful Kānewai shirt. By any chance, do you guys have like an online store, or how can we support?
We'll do it once in a while. We actually bring it out during our Mala Mahaloa. I think this last one, it was the orange one with the taro going down the sleeve. And we have it. DM us or something like that, and we'll try to figure it out. But we don't have a store. I mean, because we at the university, it can get complicated how we do stuff. I mean, I would even love to be in the bookstore, but that's another thing for us to tackle. And a lot of good stuff coming out. It's just how we're going to get it out and still do well. And I don't know. Yeah. So let us know. Yeah, because once I do the run on shirts, I don't really reprint it, but there's still some available. Definitely. Right. Yeah, we can go put that up too.
Awesome. Mahalo nui Makahiapo, and mahalo to your team over there at Kānewai. We hope you guys can come back and join us again, because there's always so much more to share.
Cool.
So yeah, in closing, I'm going to bring up some closing slides here for all of you that have stuck with us. Again, you can connect with our team there at Kānewai. As they said, they're giving away those amazing posters, and not even I and many of you have seen them before. So make sure you go on over to their Instagram page at Kānewai_Hawaii and go like them, go follow them, and I'm sure they'll put up some information there on how you can possibly be that winner of these amazing resources, whether it be for in your classroom or maybe just in your hale. That would be beautiful for your hale as well. As usual, we invite you to let us know how we did today, how you liked the session. And if you can go on to kanaiokana.net/survey, fill out a few questions. I think there's about 6 questions there. Let us know what other topics you would like to learn about and you would like us to connect with. Maybe there's a specific presenter on your island that you would like us to reach out to. So maybe we can see different ways of planting kalo, maybe Kānewai style, and then maybe next time we'll be on Maui with farmers there or other places. So please take a few minutes today at kanaiokana.net/survey and let us know how we can continue to serve you better. As always, we've been really blessed to have so many good presenters. And, you know, today at 12 o'clock, you'll be able to come back and join Ekela Kaniaupio Crozier and having a aikole session. Go bring your kole, bring your poi, your kalo pa'a, whatever mea ai mama you have, and it'll be a talk story session with two of my really good friends, Kumu Hau'oli Akaka and Kumu Leilani Basham. And then later on, Ahakane has a session as well. So go check out our schedule. It's at kanaiokana.net/lei, and you can see what all the different sessions are going to be sharing. Again, a big mahalo nui loa to all of our partners. Stay connected with us. You can follow us on our Facebook and our Instagram page, whether it's Kānewai, Hawaii Nui Akea, or even Kānewai. So again, mahalo nui for making the time to spend a little over an hour with us today, and maybe you're watching the recording. Ke aloha nui a oko pakahi. And of course, thanks to our tech team for being there and videoing. And we know that there's somebody there carrying a computer. So mahalo to everybody for making this possible. Aloha.